On IMDb, Rich Keel says The Irishman is like death. Halfway into the movie, I was unsure whether or not I was even alive. Watching this felt like being in some limbo, some sort of waiting room out of space and time. I gradually lost the plot, and then I stopped even listening to the lines the actors were saying. I was in a coma, as if someone injected me with Thorazine. What was this thing I was watching? Why would anyone care about these characters? Why are they so boring? And why is this film showing us every boring episode about their boring lives? And the funny thing is that if told properly, the story about these characters could actually be interesting, but only if you removed 90% of the scenes because they are pointless. This is a film that defies reviewing. And you can't even hate it. It just kills all emotion and all life in you. I wasn't merely bored. I was clinically dead for the 3.5 hours this thing lasts. I have never seen anything like this before. 1 star.
So he liked it?
Yeah, he loved it.
Good for him.
Yeah, his blood was a pumping. Hello, and welcome to the Royds Review Podcast. I'm Rob.
And I'm Andy.
And we are back once again to talk 2019's The Irishman, wrapping up September.
Yeah, Martin.
Marty Movie Month.
Hey.
September.
Yeah.
Andy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Robbie?
I'm doing good. Had you seen The Irishman before?
I had not. Had you?
Yes, I had.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
The potato-eating fella.
Very good. The Irishman.
Very good.
Yep. The one Irishman.
The
Celtic fella.
There we go. The Mick Boy.
Yeah, okay, you could say it. I'm pretty sure I could say it too, though. You know, like, who fucking cares, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to. But
the wife beaten, the knife sleeting,
the hash ringing.
Man.
2019, would you say that was a relatively large year for movies?
I would, because Terminator Dark Fate came out.
Hey,
it's like, turn on a light. This is a Dark Fate.
Very good. That is the 5th Terminator 3. Because they kept trying to do Terminator 3s, and they were like, nah, that's not the one.
Yeah.
Let's try it again. Like, nah, that's not it either. I actually like this one, though.
I didn't see it. Oh, but speaking of Dark, X-Men Dark Phoenix.
I didn't see that.
I did.
Was it Hoop Duty Crap?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, it's
womp, 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 womp.
How about everyone's dad's favorite movie, Ford versus Ferrari?
I didn't see that, but I want to.
Because you're a dad.
Yeah.
A zaddy. Yeah. Nice. How about 1917?
Ooh.
I wanted to see that very, very, very badly, but I
also
never got around to it. Yeah.
Speaking of dark, Joker. Because it's dark.
Edge City. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was edging that whole movie.
Wow, that's like 2.5 hours, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I exploded when he shot De Niro in the head.
Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah, I made a fucking mess.
Wow, how about El Camino? It's wrapping up Jesse Pinkman's story from Breaking Bad.
Is that what that is? I had never watched Breaking Bad, and therefore I never watched that.
Yeah, no, it's all good. So I actually, I'd like to start watching Better Call Saul at some point. I hear that's just as good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of dark, Us.
Oh, the Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like we're dark edgelords.
No, because my joke has been I've been saying speaking of dark
because
on every movie.
Black.
Well, it's also yes, that is the joke.
Wow.
That is the joke. It's a really funny
real
joke.
highbrow, real highbrow shit here, Robbie.
But it's also a horror film, so it is dark.
That's true. That's
so
true.
it worked two ways. So it is pretty highbrow because it's dual layered. So when you think about it, I'm a great writer.
Okay.
All right. If you think about it for even a second, really.
It feels like you thought about it for more than a second.
Speaking of dark, Pet Sematary.
Are we still speaking of dark though?
No. No. Ooh, Gondola. I'll show you my Gondola, baby.
I don't get it.
I don't know. There's a movie called Gondola.
Oh, okay. How about Once Upon a Time in Hollyweird?
Whoa.
I haven't seen it. Yet.
It's very good.
That's what everybody says. Robbie. I mean, Tarantinus. He's usually great. I think that's what he calls his penis, is Tarantinus.
Yes, I think it has to be what he calls it.
It has to
what
be,
else?
right?
What else would he call it?
His penis.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Motherless Brooklyn. I wonder if that's similar to.
Very good. Hobbs and Shaw, starring everyone's favorite bald action heroes. Derek the Rock Johnson.
Very good.
And Jason Statham.
Oh shit. That's dead on.
Jason Statham.
Oh, a movie about what you were charged with, abduction.
I was cleared of those charges, so
That's fair, but you were charged with it.
Yep, and I got away with it too.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. That's why there's also a movie about what the girl's father took out on you, Avengement.
Yep, I had it coming. Like, it doesn't go as well. You know how like people tell you like if you're getting bullied to like just laugh at yourself and eventually they'll like fuck off.
Yeah.
It doesn't work with Robbie. Robbie doubles down.
Rob thinks we're all having fun then.
Yeah.
A movie about that weird potpourri stuff I like to smoke, K12. It was actually K2, but that stuff was gross.
That's all the grades that you're not allowed to be around.
K through 2, yeah. Especially in Florida.
Yeah.
Because I'm a drag queen.
Nice. What would your drag queen name be? Robbie.
Cheryl Blow.
Nice.
Yeah, what about yours?
Candy.
Nice.
Because I'm sweet.
Ooh.
And my name's Andy.
We know that second part.
Oh,
I like
okay.
it, though.
I just wanted to clear it. How about John Wick 3?
I like that movie. We did the first John Wick movie. Check that previous episode out.
Check it out. How about Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker? Everyone's favorite, right?
The Fall of Ground Runner.
Very good.
Ad Astra. This is running out of steam.
Yeah.
A movie about the stuff that goes in my nose, The White Line.
Very good. I feel like after like 2008 or whatever, shouldn't there be Marvel movies here? I don't see any.
There are Marvel movies.
Yeah, like what? Oh, Parasite. You ever see Parasite?
That's not a Marvel movie. You're so dumb. No,
But
you are so unbelievably stupid. If you think Parasite is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
It could be, Robbie.
it could be. Okay, because what about what? You couldn't say Captain Marvel? Oh, I know why you wouldn't say Captain Marvel. I know full well why.
Why
I
is
know
that?
why you don't want to acknowledge Captain Marvel.
Why is that, Robbie?
Because, you and Brie Larson, Cheese Larson, Cheddar Larson.
What about her, Robbie?
Okay,
What about
what about Spider-Man Far From Home? Why don't you want to say that one?
I mean, I just didn't know. I didn't know, Robbie. Did Infinity War come out?
No, but Avengers Endgame did.
The biggest movie that's ever been.
Yeah.
Other than, all the Avatar movies and stuff.
Boy, is there egg on your face.
There sure does.
I closed out my list of movies, by the way.
Okay, I guess we're done.
You can keep going. I didn't even mean to do it. I just wanted to tell you that I did that.
I'm pretty much at the end of mine as well. How about Yep, that's it. I can't
Awesome.
think of anything. Wasp Network. That's your family. Boom, got him.
Well, okay. Well, you know it's a secret that my father is a bug. So
You know, you're right. I'm sorry.
yeah, my mother was stung, but she was stung by the bee's penis on the vagina.
Wow. So The Irishman.
This movie is some real Grandpa Simpson shit because it's just a man telling a story and he keeps getting sidetracked.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
That's the whole movie.
So, off mic, when we recorded last week's podcast, I asked you. I said, "Robbie, am I gonna fucking hate this movie? Am I gonna hate this movie?"
I think you
And
said, "Am I
you
going to
said-
like this movie?"
Oh, okay. I said, "Am I gonna like this movie?" And Robbie said, "No. To be honest, you're gonna fucking hate it. You don't like gangster movies. It's 3.5 hours. It's just not your vibe." And I said, "Fuck." And to my surprise, I quite like this movie.
Dude, I'm so hyped because I do enjoy this movie a lot.
This one's good.
It is long. I have to say, it's a little too long.
So I put it on thinking I was going to like break it up into pieces.
Okay.
But I finished the whole thing in one sitting. And I was like, oh shit. I like this. And it like breezed by.
Yeah. See, the first time I watched it, I stupidly started it at after midnight.
Robbie.
And it was like right after it came to Netflix, and I sat there and watched the whole thing. And then I haven't watched it since. And then this week, I actually watched it twice.
Wow.
Once because at work, they turned our system off. So there was nothing to do. So I just put it on at work.
Okay.
And I couldn't really take my notes properly.
Yeah.
So then I got home and I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to watch it again.
Okay. All right.
And I wrote down my trivia questions on Post-it notes at work and stuffed them in my wallet.
Nice.
So
nice.
But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it because I also enjoy this. The opening as we're walking through the nursing home is kind of unnerving because I keep expecting a disaster.
Yeah. I have some questions that are a part of our famous segment. Questions about that. I actually don't really have too many notes because I don't know. I was just like enthralled.
I have a lot of
I didn't
notes.
expect to be. But here's the thing. Here's why I think I like this movie. They establish the relationships like between these three guys. Like you could see that they're all good friends. Where like
you see later on how much it pains Frank to do to Hoffa what he has to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's great. I think this is very much in the style of Goodfellas and Casino.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Casino?
No.
Oh, okay. So Goodfellas and Casino, they're very similar. And I think this is a part of that like trilogy. I know they're not like a proper trilogy, but like they're told in a very similar way. Where like the narrator is the main character and he's telling you what's going on. And it's like a long sprawling, this is this guy's life. I think this one stands out because it establishes characters and I feel like this tells a legitimate story.
I agree.
He learns something at the end. I mean, maybe not learn something, but at the end of it, like
he tries to atone.
Yeah, and there's like a lesson to be learned from this.
When you talk about the lesson, one of the things I like, they show the toll that this begins to take on their families.
Yeah.
In that very brief scene after Hoffa's wife gets fired, and it goes to that whole thing where she's so afraid to start her car.
Excellent stuff. Loved it.
And the music stops, and she said, and you see right there, like she's living in fear.
Yeah.
That's something that's not even bothering Hoffa, that his wife is terrified. He's mad she lost her job. She's like, I'm going to die.
Yeah. It makes a point to not show too much of the family.
Right.
And then at the end, you actually see him converse with one of his daughters. And she just flat out tells him, like, "Oh man, you were a terrible dad. We were afraid of you."
Yeah. when this movie came out, there was a big criticism that women didn't really have many lines in this movie, but that's kind of the point because it's from the perspective of this man who has ignored his family.
Yeah. And at the end, it hits him like a ton of fucking bricks. And it's great.
And so he's begging his one daughter, like, hey, can you make my other daughter talk to me? And she's like, no.
Yeah. You don't fucking deserve it.
And then he makes it worse when he goes to the bank just trying to talk to his daughter.
Yeah, that was hard to watch. Do I feel bad for Frank? A little bit. And I think that speaks to the movie. Because, like, is Frank a good person? Not really.
No.
But, like, De Niro's acting and Scorsese's directing. I think this is Scorsese mastering that format that he made with Goodfellas. I think that this is a better movie than Goodfellas and Casino. And I think that people are going to be upset that somebody in their 30s said that.
I don't think so. I think people really like this movie.
Okay. Well,
I think people really like this movie.
Because I find
I'd probably take Goodfellas over it, but I do really like this.
So granted, I know that I've only seen a handful of Scorsese films, most of them for the first time for this podcast. It's called the Royds Review Podcast. You should check it out.
Oh, shit. What's it called again?
It's the Royds Review Podcast, RoydsRevue @gmail.com.
Is that last part of the name of the podcast?
Nah, just, it's just
okay. Is that an email address or something?
Yeah. You send us an email. Send us an email.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah. So I'll check out the Royds Review Podcast. All right. And what do you guys do on that?
We mostly fuck.
I'm not gonna listen, man.
Okay. I get it. So far, I've really only liked like two of this dude's movies. Goodfellas is fair. It's not a bad movie. I just don't see the greatness. I think Goodfellas, and I think I've said it before, is like, wow, it was so cool to be in a mob until it wasn't. And then that's the movie. I don't care. They didn't like establish true friendships in that movie either. Like everybody's just kind of afraid of each other because Joe Pesci's a psychopath and all that.
Right.
Understandable. And they're all like coked up. In The Irishman, they make it like almost immediately. They're like, these are genuine friendships. These people care about each other.
Right.
And that makes so much of a difference. At least for me.
Showing it, I think it was really smart that the first flashback you get is them going on that road trip as older people. When they're actually on their way to take out Hoffa. And, because right away you're seeing that like, oh, these people do like their wives are friends. They go to things together. Right. And then throughout the movie, you see them take vacations together. And you mentioned Pesci. Pesci is so good in this.
Yeah, because he's finally not playing a psychopath.
When his wife goes, you don't like it when we stop on the highway. He goes, it's that they don't let you.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's so good.
See, and that's in the beginning of the movie, so I assumed we were about to see Joe Pesci lose it. But they pulled over because he's just a regular guy. I mean, he's still like a mob boss, but he's like a level-headed fella.
Right.
You only see him like one time. He's like, these fucking guys, and that's it.
Yeah. And honestly, if you're a mob boss in these movies, you should have one scene where you're getting angry.
Yeah. Sure.
Because it makes sense.
I know I just talked about how De Niro is crushing it in this, but he's like really good. He's like muttering, like he like stumbles over his words. He's like a nervous speaker.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really nice touch on his part. What do you think of the de-aging though? Okay, it's iffy. There are parts when I watch the de-aging, and one thing I think they did that was smart. Sorry, I'm scatterbrained right now. No. One thing that was smart with the de-aging was they took what De Niro looked like in this movie as an old man and de-aged him to look like that. Yeah.
And you could tell. Now, there were points where it was weird, uncanny valley territory.
Yeah.
I think the absolute worst part of the de-aging was watching De Niro get physical.
Yes.
When he beats the shit out of that grocer.
Yeah, that's an
And
old
he's
man.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That is an old man throwing those kicks. It's a cool scene,
yeah. My
but
fucking hand.
yeah, I think they would have benefited there from maybe using a body double or somebody else.
Yeah, I know that they like swore that off. They were like,
Yeah,
no, we're not even putting the dots on a face. We're just doing a fucking. They'll fix it in post.
and
And like,
it
like,
looks honestly after a while, I settled in.
yeah, it's. It wasn't until when I started pulling up trivia that when it told me like Jimmy Hoffa was 38 in this scene, I was like, 38?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
the fuck? That's a 70-year-old man.
Listen, Pacino. I'm not going to say he was great in this because he wasn't, but
See,
he was
I
not the right.
disagree.
What?
I disagree. I thought he was great in this.
I thought he was all right. I thought everyone else was better.
Really, I
Yeah.
thought the three of them, Pesci, De Niro, Pacino, all brought their A game.
I thought De Niro, Pesci, absolutely. Pacino just seemed like screamo Pacino to me.
There was the one scene where I was like, that's the Al
You're all
Pacino.
idiots.
Yeah, that's the one where because like he clearly like stumbles on a line,
Yeah, that's
but they
like
like
I think
kept
he
it in.
forgot the word he had to say. He's like,
That's
it's
what it looked
fucking.
like. Yeah, and then he just like has an episode,
Yeah,
and everybody's like, "Oh, bravo! This guy's so great." Edit that. Edit that. Do another
yeah,
take, please.
yeah. Like, come on, guys.
That
What you
was
have him for a half an hour? Like,
right.
let's go.
But like that's the only scene where I was like, "Ugh, what a ham." But the rest of it, I thought Pacino did really, really well.
I also think Pacino's cast just because Marty wants to have a good time with his buddies because he looks nothing like Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But I think this is actually
I
the
mean,
first
De
time
Niro they make him look like Frank Sheeran, De Niro.
yeah. Well, this is the first time Pacino and Scorsese worked together.
Is it?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah.
But I mean, this cast is stacked though.
Oh yeah, you got Harvey Keitel, you got
Bobby Cannavale.
Bobby Cannavale, you got Ray Romano.
All right. I'm glad you said that. He's good in this.
He's great.
He's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That first scene where we meet him and he's like, and he's like, are you trying to ask me if I did it? He goes, I don't care either way, but like, you know,
excellent. Excellent
he
stuff.
was really, really good. I remember when I first saw this, I was kind of like, all right, Ray, let's see what you're gonna do here.
Oh, Ray Romano does pretty good dramatic stuff.
I've never seen it before.
Oh man, he did a show called Man of a Certain Age.
I watched a few episodes of that.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
The only thing that's one of those shows where I know I've watched a few episodes, but I only remember one scene from it, and they were like golfing in his garage, and his buddy gets mad. And he goes, "I'm a scratch golfer," and then he was, and he goes, "You gotta stop me." He goes, "I told you I was a scratch golfer." He goes, "If I told you I had a foot long dick, would you believe that?" He goes, "I think it was big." I don't know about a foot,
Right.
but he's really good in this because he plays the part of a smart guy who's really uncomfortable with the mob shit.
Yeah.
And you see that paranoia or that nervousness in him throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
He's really good.
He is great. You know who else is in this? Sebastian Maniscalco.
Yeah, he is. That's the scene. I don't know if we need any of that with Joey the Blonde.
What was that? Joe Gallo?
Yeah.
Same thing. Okay.
Crazy Joe.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was just because Frank killed him. So we needed to see like that's the big hit.
I guess.
But yeah, I agree. Didn't really need because they introduce him and then they kill him. And I was like, oh, okay.
It just felt like a kill. I was like, I don't know, man. We're going at 3.5 hours here.
Yeah, he killed him in front of his family too.
Yeah.
Which I thought was like off limits, but
those are his children.
Yeah.
Well, did you see who was playing Don Rickles at the comedy club?
That Jim Norton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That is cool.
What'd you think of the text about how everyone died?
What did I think of the what?
The text of how it showed how everyone died. It would like pause and be like,
"Oh yeah,
shot 8 times in the face."
Yeah, I kind of liked it.
I love the one where it said, liked by all, died of
Yeah.
natural causes,
Yeah. Yeah.
2001 or something like
Yeah.
that.
What a great guy, huh? Yeah.
That was so funny. But
Yeah.
I did enjoy it because some of these guys died violent deaths.
Yeah. You know who else I thought was really good in this, even though they barely really spoke, was Anna
Oh,
Paquin.
yeah.
Like she does so much without saying anything.
I think Scorsese knew he had to get someone who could speak with their emotions, with the, speak with their
Yeah.
face.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, she was
Very, very
awesome.
good. Yeah. Um what else
I
did I
really
like?
like when this guy whispers, he hires Frank to destroy the Cadillac linen service, and then he meets up with Harvey Keitel and Joe Pesci, and he's like, "Who asked you to do that?" He goes, "Now's
Yeah.
not the time to be silent."
Yeah. That
Keitel's
that that
awesome
was
in
good.
this because that's another scene where we see their friendship because he's like, "You're lucky this
Yeah.
guy fucking saved you. You're lucky he came to me
Yeah. Yeah.
because like I would have just said fuck him."
Yeah, he even says he was like, I would have let that mafia kill you.
Yeah, what mafia?
I believe it was the Jewish mafia.
Yes, very good,
Yeah.
very good.
There's something
Because
about the word Jew that
yeah,
just sounds offensive.
I guess. But I really like that showing like, oh, he saved your ass.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
would have been
And
dead.
I like how he's like, you have a great friend here. He's like, yeah, I do. He's like, I hope you understand that. He's like, yeah, I understand. It's like, you don't. You
Yeah.
don't understand that.
I loved seeing Keitel in this. When he showed up, I was like, let's go, man. I love Harvey Keitel.
Yeah. Yeah. I watched this with my wife and I told her that you say Harvey Keitel looks like my dad. And she was like, no, I agree. You're right. So I guess
Yeah.
I'm the only one who doesn't
Did
see
she
it.
watch Reservoir Dogs with you?
No.
That's the one where I'm telling you, I think he looks just like your dad.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, Rob shit his pants. Again, it's the third time today.
Yeah, well, it happens, It's that curse. It's that fairy's curse.
You've got to go to the doctor.
Andy put a curse on me.
I saw a TikTok. You don't have to put this in because it's irrelevant. But it's Timmy Turner and he's to Cosmo. He's like, Cosmo, I wish that oh fuck, I forgot. Never mind. What a fucking waste of time.
Sick. I loved Frank shooting Whispers twice in the head.
Yes, yeah.
And then I also loved the shot of the gun going into the water, and it's the slow mo, and you see all the
All the
other
guns,
guns
yeah.
in the water.
Somebody's got to check that river.
Yeah. Well, because he has the line, if someone went down there, they could fund a small army.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's good stuff.
I did like how at the end they kill that other guy and like right after they kill him, they're like, yeah, it was a bad hit.
Yes.
Turns out we didn't
Turns
have to
out he
kill that
did
guy.
tell someone about it, but that guy
Yeah.
forgot to tell somebody, so it was a bad hit. And like it just moves along. Sally Bugs.
Yeah, Sally Bugs.
That's the guy who gets shotted.
Yes, he does.
Real quick, thank you so much for listening. If you want to send us some feedback, send us an email at roydsreview@gmail.com. That's ROYDSREVUE@gmail.com.
You could also find our music on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music by searching The Royds. That's ROYDS. We have 2 albums and a Christmas song. Hope you like it.
What is hilarious is young Peggy stumping for Jimmy Hoffa to her class.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's like reciting his speech to the class like a truck brought it to you.
Yeah. I didn't really understand what they were doing with how Peggy didn't like Pesci. She didn't like him because she knew he was like shady. But then she liked Hoffa.
They explain that because at one point De Niro says Jimmy didn't have a nickname like Razor or Sawblade or whatever the fuck he says.
Right.
And also the way Peggy looked at it, because Jimmy Hoffa was a union leader, a labor leader, was that he was helping people.
Right. And he's like legit, I guess.
Well, I think she viewed him as legit, but it's also, I think, because she was young and naive. Ooh, someone who has their face on a flyer can't be a bad person.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she was still young at that point.
Yeah. I liked the Real Housewives shit of like just holding that grudge that the guy showed up late. Hoffa's just holding that grudge
Yeah.
until he's fucking dead.
When they're
Literally.
arguing and he's like 15 minutes, no, 10 minutes. Like, this is just
Yeah.
a pissing contest.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just like as I was watching that, I was like, what am I watching? The Real Housewives of New York. But I really liked that scene. I liked again when Pacino's just tearing it up in this when he's just like a stickler for that shit. He's like, you don't wear shorts to a meeting.
Yeah.
I wear a suit. I wear a suit to a meeting.
He goes, you wear shorts. He goes, you wear a suit. In Florida, he goes, to a meeting?
To a meeting? Yeah.
I thought he was great when he goes to the old man, he's a little sick, and he goes, he had a fucking stroke.
Yeah.
That's not sick.
Yeah. I thought the highlight of the movie is at Frank's party. And like Pesci pulls Pacino aside. He's like, hey, you gotta chill. Cause like a lot of people are upset. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, it is, I do what I fucking want. I'm Jimmy Hoffa. And he like storms off. And then Pesci tells De Niro, he's like, yo, you got to talk to him because, you tell him if he doesn't stop, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, shit. So he tells him. And you could just see like the heartbreak in Frank as Pacino is still just like, what are they going to fucking do? I know everything about him. And he's like, hey, that's the reason that it is what it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why they're going to kill you. Because the thing is, like, he did the right thing by doing 5 years in school, right? That's code for prison, Robbie. I'm pretty street smart.
Thanks for telling me that. Because for a second, I thought he was just stupid.
Maybe he was just, getting a master's.
No, 5 years. He did elementary school only.
Oh my God. Maybe it's Billy Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was great. Like he even says, like, I did the time. And he's like, you did the right thing. You did the right thing by doing that. But the thing is, when he went away, they essentially replaced him. And then he came out and he's like, hey, I'm back to work. And they're like, actually, we kind of got it covered now. And he's like, but it's my union. And they're like, no, we don't fucking care about that, dude.
Yeah.
We're getting our beaks wet here. And that's why, like, for Hoffa, it wasn't, I don't know, it was actually like about the union.
Yeah, he really cared about his union.
Yeah. And that's what, like, again, none of these people are good people, but like, because they broke them down and had scenes where they're regular people, it made me like them. It made me like watching them. Whereas in Goodfellas, it shows how monstrous they could be, and they think that that's characterization, and it is in its own way, but it's not characterization I'm interested in. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, wow, Joe Pesci, he just killed a guy, and then he's having dinner with his mother. What a crazy motherfucker. It's like, okay, cool. In this, it's just like dudes being guys and like having real talks with each other and like they're friends. And like, it's sad when he kills Jimmy because he's like, he trusts him till the fucking second he shoots him in the head. He's like, let's get out of here, Frank. Because he sees the writing on the wall. He's like in the house. He's like, what do they do to the floor? We got to get out of here, Frank. And he's like, yeah, all right. Pop. It's like, Jesus Christ. This is a good movie.
I agree.
He's egregious.
I was dying laughing when Frank's describing Robert Kennedy going after mobsters, and he goes, what's that about?
Yeah.
He goes, we helped him get elected, and then his brothers going after the people helping get elected. What's that about?
So is that hearsay or is that like documented history that the mob kind of got JFK in there?
That is heavily, heavily speculated. I'm going to say that.
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Little naive little old lady.
Heavily speculated. I was also peeing my pants laughing every time Hoffa called Robert Kennedy Booby Kennedy.
Yeah. I also liked how he called I forget his name, but the guy who beat him up in prison, he keeps calling him the little guy.
Oh, Tony Pro.
Yeah, Tony Pro. I also liked how I read how the guy who played Tony Pro, I don't know his name, but he was like,
He was awesome in this.
yeah, he was great. He told everybody in the scene except Pacino that he was going to smack the ice cream away from him in the prison scene where he beats him up. So like that reaction that Pacino has where he smacks the ice cream out, he's like, "What the fuck?" That's real.
Yeah.
And another thing that he improved was he was like in that meeting scene where he's like, "What are you wearing, shorts?"
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh shit, I'm in a scene with De Niro, but De Niro doesn't have any lines. That sucks." So he like throws to De Niro at he's like, when they're arguing, like, you could be 10 minutes late, you could be 15 minutes late, it's whatever. And then he's like, what do you think, Frank? And Robert De Niro, without missing a beat, he says, 12 and a half. You could be 12 and a half minutes late.
And that was awesome too, because that fits Frank so well.
Yeah. Like he just was trying to
that.
Yeah. Make everything copacetic, like
De Niro is fucking awesome, dude.
He's great.
I think people sometimes forget how great an actor he is.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like sometimes people look at him as like kind of like a badass because of the movies he's played. But the dude is an awesome actor.
Yeah. And I like how, like, I mean, we talked about it. He's blind to what his daughters actually want and need.
Right.
Like, even when he's like, what, he shoved you? He shoved you? Hey, did he shove you? She's like, yes. Fuck. Yes. He beats the dude up in front of her. He's like, yeah, there you go. And she's like, I didn't like that at all.
Yeah. Because he didn't stop to just listen to her.
Right.
He went here, like, let her talk about it first.
Yeah.
If she even wants to.
Right. And, like, again, I think.
And honestly, if you go down there and beat the shit out of the guy without her, fine.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think the
As a father, if you found out a grocery store clerk put his hands on your young daughter, you ain't going to go down there and beat the shit out of him?
I don't know. I don't have a daughter. I probably, I might maybe like bring her and be like, hey, so walk me through what happened. And like, see, I don't know, just see what the guy says and then beat the shit out of him.
Dude, if one day my partner came home and it was like someone kicked the dog after she was walking the dog or something, I would find that person and stab them in the kidney with a urine-soaked knife.
Wow. This guy pisses on knives. That's the takeaway I got.
Okay, that's fine.
Is that the right takeaway?
Yeah.
Oh.
Got a piss thing and a knife thing.
Weird.
Yeah.
You didn't mention you got off on it. I liked how kind of the moral, at least with this family, is like, hey, you can't be a tough guy in every instance of your life. Like, that's not how we roll, because we're just a family.
We're just living our lives.
Yeah.
I like how Tony Pro had Sally Bugs Fargo a guy.
Yeah, and a wood chipper.
Yeah. Awesome stuff.
Called it a tree shredder.
Yeah, he did. I don't know what the difference is.
I don't know. I've never heard tree shredder in my life.
No, me neither. You know what scene I liked? When Hoffa's talking about Kennedy and he goes, it's not that they're Irish.
Yeah.
It's not that they're Catholic. If there's one person you can't trust, it's a millionaire's kids.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Agreed. Yeah. He's also right.
He is also correct. You know what I really liked was the phone call after he kills Jimmy Hoffa. And like he comes home and like, you see it throughout the movie. He'll do a hit and then he'll watch the story on the news of the hit.
Right.
And like his daughter will come down and like look at him disapprovingly. And with this one, he usually has like a weird kind of sense of pride about it too. You could see it. In this one, it's very different. Because that's his boy.
Right.
And like he's visibly like shaken. And he says like, "Oh yeah, my daughter never talked to me again after that day." And then
Well,
he
he says,
goes
I'm
and
going to call Joe. And she goes, why haven't you called Joe?
yeah, and
Why
he's
didn't
like,
you call Joe?
I'm gonna call it now. And then he makes the phone call, and he's just like fucking stammering like crazy. It's such a good scene.
It
It's so
is.
good. And like, then at the end of the movie, the priest asks him like, "You have any regrets?" He's like, "Not really." He's like, "Oh, that. What kind of man makes a phone call like that?" It's like, damn, that shit stuck with him. That's great.
Yeah.
This is a good movie.
It's a very good movie. I'm glad you
Yeah.
liked it. I'm really happy you liked it.
Yeah, I'm happy too because I would suck if I had to sit through 3.5 hours of dog shit.
I I loved when Kennedy gets assassinated and everyone starts crying and Hoffa just sits down. He's just like, eh.
Yeah, he finishes his ice cream.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
also love that he just loves ice cream. I guess that's true. I have no idea, but that's fun.
yeah, I don't know.
That's a lot of fun.
If you watch, he is rarely ever getting a spoonful of ice cream. And I understand like when you shoot, you're not supposed to actually eat the food because you're going to do multiple takes and you get sicky.
Yeah.
So like when you could see his spoon is like fuck, it's empty, and that took me out of it sometimes.
That's funny. I didn't even notice
Yeah.
that. I didn't even notice. So there's this scene in the movie when he's in like a spa, right? And the guy's like talking to him. He goes, yeah, we got to get all these union guys back from Paul Hall. Did you remember that scene?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's my dad's uncle. That in real life, like actuality, my father's uncle was the president of the Seafarers Union.
Wow. So did he have ties to Jimmy Hoffa at all?
Yes, yes, he knew Jimmy Hoffa.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, that is absolutely true.
That's crazy.
And he, interestingly enough, died around the same time as all the other guys in this movie. He died in 1980
Huh. Was he
of
murdered?
cancer. Of cancer.
Oh, okay. In a way, he was murdered.
Yeah. Well, remember, cancer's a liberal hoax.
Right. So again, those liberals,
Yeah, they're just trying to destroy the American tobackies.
and they're trying to take our guns. How am I supposed to protect myself from the government? They're going to take my guns.
It's so obvious. I do like when they're like, if they could whack a president, they can whack a president of a union.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like, what makes you think they can't kill Jimmy Hoffa?
Right. And again, I know the surface level shit about JFK. I know how like Oswald got the blame, but like it wasn't really him, right? Or speculation says it wasn't really him.
You know, if you go into the building where they say Oswald shot him from, they don't let you get up to the window they say Oswald shot him from.
Right. And I saw a whole thing about the trajectory of the bullet and how it's like nearly impossible. Yeah. So like again, I'm assuming mob things.
It could be the mob, could be Johnson.
Lyndon B. Johnson?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Could have been George H.W. Bush.
I don't know if you're yanking my chain.
I'm not.
George H.W. Bush.
Yeah, he worked for the CIA at that time.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you noticed this, but there's a target on my head right now.
I did notice that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's been
oh my goodness gracious.
He's fucking dead.
Wow. This is only I like never really looked into it because I always found it a little spooky.
Well, yeah.
Because like you get into certain conspiracy theories and then you're like, oh shit, that sounds pretty fucking cool. And then you see another video and it's like debunking all that, and you're like, am I an idiot? Fuck, am I stupid? You know?
Yeah. I know, I totally get that. I totally understand. You know what's always surprising to me?
What's that?
I need to preface this. This is not something I'm hoping for. This is not something I'm wishing for. This is not something I want to happen. I'm surprised there has not been a legitimate presidential assassination attempt in a long time.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not that surprised because the CIA and the Secret Service and monitoring us has just gotten stronger and stronger. Right. But it's just something I'm just surprised about.
You think there are some, but they just don't tell us?
They just arrested a guy who they thought was going to kill Biden.
Yeah, where was he? He was like in the middle of the country, right?
I don't remember where.
Yeah.
But he was, Utah, because Biden was going
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think people want to try it, but I think they also do stupid things like tweet out that they're going to do it.
Yeah.
They should have Chris Hansen stop those guys. Why don't you take a seat? What were you
I feel like
planning on doing? What were you planning on doing with that AR-15?
I feel like they just shoot him though.
Yeah, maybe. But you ever see that guy has like powers, man?
He's an X-Men.
People will just start talking to him. They're just like, "What were you doing here?" He's like, "All right, yeah, I was here to do terrible, awful, like horrible things. I was.
Yeah,
But it's like, why? I mean, it's like I'm lonely.
Yeah, but those are the kind of people who are doing that. They're not very bright, you know.
That's true.
You know,
we call them the Jaffs of the world.
Don't do that, Robbie.
Okay, I'll
speaking of my entire family.
I'll censor that.
Oh shit! All right, well,
aren't you Greek?
Else?
Didn't they invent pedophilia?
No, we just did anal
with
young boys.
There you go.
You had to make me say it. I'm only 25% Greek. That means I'm 25%
into butt stuff.
Yeah. You got anything else to say about The Irishman?
I really enjoyed it. I really think this is a good movie. Oh, I agree. Hoffa was being a dick. If I had a granddaughter and someone said I'm going to rip out her throat, yeah, I'm going to attack you also.
Yeah. No, he was out of line. For sure. He's not a good guy.
No.
Just very interesting to watch on screen. I think Pacino does a great job.
But no, I have nothing else to say. I think that's really good.
Yeah, I think the only blemish is maybe the runtime.
Yes.
You probably could have. It's good to see Sebastian Maniscalco, but you didn't really need all that. And that one scene where Al Pacino shits the bed.
You fish fucking line.
Yeah. And like everybody in the room is just stared. They're like, is this good acting or is this bad acting? I don't know.
You gotta pull me aside. How am I gonna pull you aside if I don't even know you're there?
Yeah. I love that dude. He's like, Frank, where you going? He's like, oh, you said fuck you, call me a motherfucker. I'm leaving.
I didn't mean you, Frank.
Yeah. It didn't apply to you.
He so good in this. De Niro was incredible.
Yeah. And again, little shit like that. It's like establishing their genuine friendship.
Exactly. He's like, you know what? You have enough respect for me where I know I can say to you, you don't get to speak to me like that.
Right. It's great.
And then he was like, oh, fuck. I don't want to insult Frank.
Right.
Frank's my boy.
Yeah. And like even the first scene with Pesci and De Niro, where he's like, oh, let me help you fix your truck.
Yeah.
It's just like a friendly dude.
That was awesome. When he goes, I'm Frank. And he shakes and he goes, what's your name? He goes, where are you from, Frank?
Yeah. It's good stuff. That's also the thing with the de-aging. That was when, because that's in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
That was where it was like I was like, nobody has a neck. You know, everybody's all shoulders.
They really are. You're right. I didn't even think about 80. That.
Yeah, yes. And that's the problem. And like, is De Niro in good shape for his age? Sure. He's spry. He's walking around like, but you can't hide that, you know?
No, absolutely not.
So that I would say that's the only other blemish on this movie is the de-aging in parts is like, ugh, oh my goodness, that's a terribly old man. But great movie.
I agree. Well, so should we go to Letterboxd?
Yeah, Robbie.
Let's take our trip over to letterboxd.com.
What would you give this?
I enjoyed it. Is that a rating? I'd give it 4.5.
Same.
Cool. That was easy, man.
That was easy.
Look at us, 4.5 inches each.
Ooh, that's generous, Robbie.
No.
Oh no. Oh my goodness.
We have a world famous segment.
What's that world famous segment called?
It's called Questions.
Did Joe Pesci, did his character sit in that car without AC the entire time De Niro went to kill Jimmy Hoffa?
He may have.
Because you see, he drives to the airport, he gets out of the car, takes the keys out, goes on the plane, flies.
Takes his sunglasses.
Makes sure he gives him the sunglasses. He kills Jimmy Hoffa, comes back, starts the car. So that car wasn't on with the AC going. We have no idea how long he was gone.
I wouldn't be surprised he's connected enough where there were people around there to be like, come on, boss, we'll drop you off again in 2 hours.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there.
Just an old man roasting in the sun.
Just staring at a runway for hours.
Talk about a raisin in the sun, am I right?
Yeah.
Look at those wrinkles.
He's an old man. That is an old man. Who is Frank telling this story to?
Those FBI guys at the end. Those guys were like, everyone's dead, Frank.
So he tells them he killed Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
But they were asking him. They were like, Jimmy Hoffa's family.
I think the very end when they talk to him is him being like, all right.
Well, I know in real life he said it.
Yeah, I don't know. That was what I thought, is that it was just those two FBI guys.
Because it keeps going to him in the old folks' home, talking to, like, the camera's pretty close, like a close-up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we're going to find out who he's talking to at the end. And it's going to be Jimmy Hoffa? What a twist. Martin Scorsese Amalan.
Very good.
Thank you. Well, that's it for our famous segment questions.
I have 6 trivias, though.
Okay, you ask yours first because I only have 4.
Okay. What disease does Frank say he has but doesn't deserve? Bursitis, cancer, arthritis, IBS.
Bursitis.
It is bursitis.
Yeah.
Very good.
I watched this movie.
Nice.
All right. What commercial plays right after the news about JFK being shot? Is it Folgers, Maxwell House, Nescafe, or Nesquik?
Folgers.
No.
Maxwell House.
No.
I don't know.
Nescafe.
Oh.
Now that's trivia, huh, Robbie?
That is trivia. That's good. What was Jimmy Hoffa's middle name? Richard, Randy, Riddle, Robert.
Riddle.
It is Riddle, yeah.
Yeah. Name the Oscar winners in this cast. There are 4 of them.
Pacino?
Yes.
Keitel?
No.
All right, Pacino. Pesci.
Yes.
De Niro?
Yes. There's one more.
Paquin.
Yes.
So good.
Great job, Robbie.
Thank you, even though I got that first one wrong. Hey, what did Reenie die of? Colon cancer, ALS, throat cancer, lung cancer.
Lung cancer.
Yeah, it was lung cancer.
All those smoke breaks.
Smokies. Looking cool.
Looking cool. How many lines does Anna Paquin have in this movie? Is it 2, 3, 4, or 5?
5.
Less.
4.
Less.
3.
Yes.
Yes. Nailed it.
He's done.
How many years in prison was Frank sentenced to for the Lincoln?
5.
18 years. 16 years. 14 years. Or 12 years. No, it's not 5 years.
I stand by 5.
Okay.
Oh, that's how many Jimmy Hoffa did. Okay.
Yeah.
16 years?
No.
14 years?
No.
12 years?
No.
The other one?
It was 18, yeah. Because he says, He goes, I like that car. Wasn't worth the 18 years I got for it, though.
Yeah. Did he serve all 18 years?
I have no idea.
Huh.
I don't know, Andy. I'm sorry, okay? I let you down.
You did. You did big fucking time, Robbie. All right. What year did the real Frank Sheeran die?
2003.
Correct. That's all my trivias.
Nice. I was looking at it on Google.
Oh, so you cheated.
Yeah. Well, no, I looked it up a few days ago.
Fucking believe this, Robbie.
Yeah. I'm a real Houston Astro.
Wow. You know, whenever I do my trivia, I go on IMDb.
Okay.
Go to the trivia section.
Yeah.
Almost all the trivia, other than those 4 things that I had, it's all just Harvey Keitel worked with Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro in these movies.
Of course.
Okay. Keep scrolling.
Sick.
Al Pacino never worked with Joe Pesci. I mean, never worked with, Joe Pesci as well, but also Martin Scorsese. I was like, okay, how am I going to fucking make a question about that, huh?
I don't know. They should make those trivia facts with you in mind to those random people.
I agree.
Yeah. Assholes.
I agree.
On what date did Frank's daughter Peggy stop talking to him? August 3rd, 1973. August 3rd, 1974. August 3rd, 1975. August 3rd, 1976.
I'm going to go with August 3rd, 1976.
No.
1970. I'm trying to think of when he disappeared. 73?
No.
75.
Yes.
I've nailed it.
That was excellent.
Thank you.
I got one more, though.
Okay, let me hear.
What food did Jimmy Hoffa like almost as much as ice cream? Hamburgers, prime rib, tacos, chili dogs.
Chili dogs.
Yeah, he's a real Sonic the Hedgehog motherfucker.
What's that?
Sonic the Hedgehog used to eat chili dogs on the cartoon.
Really?
Yeah. That was like him and Tails would just eat chili dogs. And then because of that, when I was a kid, I used to eat chili dogs all the time, and I would take heinous dumps. Dude, I fucking love a chili dog.
Heinous dumps.
Heinous.
Loved it. That's a great adjective for you.
But you'll never guess what I did after I watched this movie.
Did you write a song?
No.
Robbie, you cheeky devil. What? You didn't?
I just on your chest and back. I did write a song.
Oh my goodness. I'm covered in Robbie's jest.
And I also have a thing to flip.
Yo,
so do you have a song?
That shit. Yes, of course. Of course.
Call it.
Tails.
It's heads. So you told me earlier in the week about your song, and I'm excited to hear it.
He's exited.
What?
You're exited.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm an executor. I'm an execute.
Oh shit.
Just a bunch of eggs.
Are you the Hawaiian version?
Alola version? Yeah.
Yeah, you're next.
Yeah, the Alolan version. Yeah, exactly.
That sucks, dude. How are you gonna get in and out of anywhere?
I don't know, man. Let's not do that.
Okay.
So I'm really excited to hear yours, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
But I think I'm gonna leave it for the main event, so I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
All right. So I called my song "A Union Man."
I like it. I like that title.
An Onion Man.
Very good. You know, here's a story. Quick story. When I was a kid, my mom was a teacher, and she went on strike. And she had a shirt that said, "I support my local union." And me, being a little kid, I was like, "Why are you? Where's this local onion? And why is everybody so supportive of it? I don't even like onions. I do now."
Yeah.
But my mom was like, "You're fucking stupid."
Oh
You're so stupid. I was like, "Mom, please."
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my song's called "A Union Man," and you'd be surprised, but it goes exactly like this.
If you got it, it came in a truck. your feelings stirred. You can't trust a trust fund schmuck, but you can stick by me. Raise my voice, I have a lot to say, 'cause we're all men with bills to pay. You know that I'm a union man. I'll do anything I can to get you television plans. I'm here for you, I'm a union man. Taking orders, doing what you're told. You gain respect as you're growing old. Working hard, I don't mind the cold. I'll become the nominee. I raise my voice and I go to jail. My integrity is not for sale. It's all for you, I'm a union man. I'll defraud and blood will spill. If I say I'll do it, then I will. It's all for you, I'm a union man. Hey son, I heard you paint houses. I've got a job for you. You heard right, I've been known to paint houses. I do some carpentry too. Raise my voice, I have a lot to say, 'cause we're all men with bills to pay. You know that I'm a union man. I'll do anything I can to get you television plans. I'm here for you, I'm a union man. I raise my voice and I go to jail. My integrity is not for sale. It's all for you, I'm a union man. I'll defraud and blood will spill. If I say I'll do it, then I will. It's all for you, I'm a union man. Hey son, I heard you paint houses. I've got a job for you. You heard right, I've been known to paint houses. I do some carpentry too.
That's my song called A Union Man.
I really like that. That was
Thank
very,
you.
very good. I really like those harmonies that you had going.
Thanks. Yeah, I originally did very, very high harmonies, and I was like, I got to replace that. It was very high.
Well, you were hitting some notes in the verses with that octave harmony. It was
Thank you.
fucking-
Yeah, it was like it was very high. It was higher than I should, and like it sounded bad because there was a specific note at the very end I couldn't hit when I was doing the really high ones, which is
Mm.
why I had to change it all. Because it sounded like it was like, hey, why did that one harmony different from the rest of the fucking chorus and shit? I was like, well, I couldn't do it, so I changed it up. But thank you. Yeah, that's my song Union Man, basically about the unions. I like unions. Unions are good.
Unions are good.
So are onions.
I also like onions. They give me
Yeah.
heartburn though.
That's fair. I understand that. They give me
Unions-
stinky breath.
Unions don't give me heartburn.
Well, they give me a headache. Though the corruption.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Tell me about your song.
My song is called "It Is What It Is."
It be what it are.
It be what it are. Yeah. I wrote it on the pianist.
Ooh.
It's a strange. I think it's kind of a strange song. It's got kind of like a weird feel to it, but yeah, we'll talk more after. It's called "It Is What It Is," and it goes like this. Listen to me. I'm trying to help you. You're being too loud. They told me to tell you that it is what
I really liked that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think it's the strangest song I've written in a while.
You know what's interesting? When you told me it was strange, I didn't know. That's not what I was expecting.
Yeah, I mean,
because that was very straightforward. That was, I thought it was going to be sillier when you said strange.
oh, no.
And I really, really enjoyed that. I thought the different parts worked well together. I thought the transitions were smooth. I really like that.
I think this is the most musician-y song I've written in my entire life, just because it's got a weird time thing. I don't know what it is. Feels like 4/4, but it also doesn't. It could not be. I don't know. Also, I think it's weird because I start on C, but the key is B flat. So that's why I had to keep resolving, because I had to keep resolving to B flat. So it'd be like, it is what it is. And I go to a B flat, boom. And then I have to work up to the C. So boom, boom, boom.
Right.
So that I had a problem with it because I'd play the whole thing and I'd be like, okay, but how do I get back to the first chord? And I just figured I'd just walk up to it chromatically. And it worked out. That's actually my favorite part of it, is the dum, dum, dum.
It was good.
Thank you. At first I was like, this is shit. I wrote shit. And once it was all done, I also had to stop every time it resolved when I was playing drums, because I don't play the drums to anything. I play it to like my brain. I'm like, okay, this is how the song's gonna go. But whenever I'd resolve, like the dum dum dum, I'd forget the beat. So I'd have to stop and then play it again on a piano, and then be like, oh, okay, so this is how it's gonna go. I had to like snip snap. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a great piano player, so there's a lot of snip snap in there because I kept fucking up. People like, motherfucker, and then have to play over it and shit. But yeah, I think it's actually one of my favorite songs. Yeah, because it's so out of my wheelhouse. So yeah, cool,
good stuff.
Great movie.
It is.
Really, really enjoyed it. And which surprised me, because I think your boy Marty Scorsese is doing his best work later in his life.
You know what? I'm starting to agree with that.
Because last week was the Departed.
Very good.
And as you remember, I like that movie.
Yeah. Really good stuff.
So yeah, I think he's finally starting to get it.
Okay. Well, that's interesting you say that, because I'm looking at the schedule for next week, and I thought it's, boy, I'm scared out of my jorts October.
Yeah, you are scared out of those jorts.
But Cape Fear is on there. That's another Marty film.
Huh. Maybe a little crossover going on.
Look at that.
It's Boy, I'm Spooked Out of My Jorts Scorsese September.
Very good.
Next week on the Royds Review podcast.
Yeah, we're doing another Scorsese film to kick off October. We're doing Cape Fear, another De Niro flick.
Another De Niro and Scorsese's combination.
Gregory Peck is in Cape Fear.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, so I'm just saying.
Oh, man, you're in for something. I remember liking it. I might change, but also you will see several things that have been parodied throughout media.
Yeah, like especially on The Simpsons. I've seen that episode.
With Sideshow Bob.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad I watched this movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm pumped for next week and the rest of, boy, I'm about to fucking shit my pants. I'm so spooked October.
I'm ready for I'm not gonna sleep for the whole month October.
Well, you did all right last year.
Oh, were you next to me while I was trying to sleep?
Yes.
I don't like this. I don't like this game anymore. I don't like it. I don't like it. Hey, you know, because I don't like it. Andy, can you tell us where they can find our music?
Okay, sure. You go to Spotify, you go to Deezer, you go to Apple Music, and you type in the Royds, and you got 2 albums and maybe a Christmas song. And then you go to TheRoyds.bandcamp.com, and you'll find all of our podcast songs that we've done.
Every single
And-
one.
Yeah, and we're in the 70s right now, right?
This is
Episodes?
episode 73, my dude. My dude, my guy, my brage, my friend.
My youth.
My
Yeah, so that's a lot of songs. That's 2
Yeah.
songs each for every episode. So that's
That's
what it was,
146
it's
songs.
It's 1,400, 1,000, right?
It's 146 songs.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that was good, man. You're
Thanks.
fucking killing it, dude.
Yeah. What about the socials?
That's a great question. So you can go to Instagram. You can go to TikTok. You can go to X. You can go to Threads. You can go to YouTube and just type in the Royds Band. ROYDS, the Royds Band. And you can also send us an email at roydsreview@gmail.com.
Wow.
And let us know what a grand old time you're having.
Yeah, don't forget to tell your friends. Subscribe to our YouTube.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Hit that bell to get notifications.
Ding!
Right? That's what people say.
Yeah.
And tell your friends, leave a 5-star review, blow a kiss.
Yeah. To who, though? I'm a little confused with that last one. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not with you on that last one. I like you, but I'm not with you on that last one.
Okay. I get it. I'll dial it back. That's my bad. You think that guy buying Twitter and then making it a shithole and then making it X is a good idea?
Yeah. You know why? You're not my money. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. But unfortunately, he holds a vast influence on a lot of money. You know?
I'm sad now.
Sorry. Anyway, next week, Cape Fear.
Cape Fear. All right.
Get ready for Boy Am I Fucking Spook Something Rotten-tober, huh?
I'm so scared. I'm on a boat and I'm scared.
Nice.
Yeah, we also have some guests coming up in October, so that'll be fun.
We sure do. We sure do. We got a hell of a spook fest coming your way.
Ooh, scary. All right, we're just rambling now, so we should leave. All right,
Yeah,
bye
we should wrap it up.
everybody.
Goodbye.